Hey Internet, it's me. Now, the video you're about to watch is a couple days late. The DLC came out earlier, but it's really hot out. And I have a new puppy who takes just so much time and energy. So it just took a while to find the motivation and the energy and the time to edit this video and put it together. But it's here now and you're watching it, so enjoy it. And hopefully the weather cools down or global warming just kills us all, because one way or the other, this hot, humid, ridiculous summer is just way, way too much. Okay, on to the video. Hey Internet, it's me. So the next wave of Mario Kart DLC is out, so of course we're gonna play it and talk about it. But this time, before we actually get into it and race any of these tracks, I'll reiterate, I think we said this last time, but I have only played a few of the previous Mario Kart games. I was never a handheld gamer, so I didn't do any of the 3DS or DS games. I never played Mario Kart Tour, which I think is on cell phones. And somehow I missed the one on the Wii as well. So I'm familiar with the Super Nintendo tracks, the 64 tracks, and then this new stuff, but pretty much nothing in between. You've played even less Mario Kart. So you're not going to be familiar with any of these tracks either.
Just N64. I know the Calamari Desert.
And then this wave is just like the last one where we got a new track as well. So before we get into it, let's look at just the little thumbnail of the 8 and try and figure out what do we think we're going to like the least and the best. So far we have New York Minute, Mario Kart Circuit 3, Calamari Desert, of course, Waluigi Pinball, Sydney Sprint, Snowland, Mushroom Gorge, and then Sky High Sundae.
Oh man, Snowland. Ooh boy.
It could go either way, because that one ice track we love.
We like all the ice tracks.
There's
not a bad ice track. I mean, there's only 2 so far, right?
Yeah. I want the one
like
from Nintendo 64. That one's really fun. That's got a cool layout. Out of these, I know what my favorite's going to be, at least what I think it's going to be, and that's Calamari Desert. I love it from Nintendo 64. That was always a really cool track. And I don't know if you can do it in this game. I don't know if they carried it forward. But before, if you timed it right and could beat the train, you could shortcut through the train tunnel and skip a good portion of the lap and shave a bunch of time off. I don't know if they carry that forward or if Lakitu's just going to pull you back now, but that was always fun. But that one I'm excited for. That could be a cool track. I'm curious to see how the train mechanic works now. Like if you actually get stuck behind it like you used to. And then the rest of these levels... I mean, I know the internet's been freaking out about Waluigi Pinball. From what I've read, which admittedly wasn't a lot, but that seems to be one that was super popular that a lot of people are excited about.
It looks cool.
And then, honestly, I really enjoy the ones from Mario Kart Tour, because they're dynamic tracks. Like the 2 that we got last time around, Paris and Tokyo.
Are those from Tour?
Yeah.
Oh, because they're all actual locations.
Yes.
Okay.
And those are the ones where, each lap you're taking a slightly different route through the track. I really like that. So I think those ones are going to be high up for me too.
Calamari Desert, yeah, it's a simple layout if it's the same layout as N64.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good one. And the fact that you cross the train tracks and the trains can actually hit you adds a bit of extra suspense. New York Minute, I don't know. That might be, right now, my least... No, I'd say Mario Circuit 3 looks like my least favorite. Of these 4, Mario Circuit 3 looks like my least favorite because it's just really flat land.
Mm-hmm.
But that New York Minute, that's probably going to be right in the middle somewhere because I don't know just by the look of it. Hard to tell. But Mushroom Gorge looks really good.
That one, I don't know. I agree that Mario Circuit 3 is probably going to be my least favorite of the 8. Mushroom Gorge, I feel it could go either way. It could be generic. It could be fun.
It kind of reminds me, especially with that wooden bridge, it reminds me of Yoshi Valley. I wonder if it could be like a cross between Yoshi Valley and... What's that highway one we got in the last DLC round?
Oh, yep. I know what one you mean.
Yeah, something like that. Sky High Sundae is probably going to be my least favorite out of all 8.
See, it's funny because that's the new one, and I'm thrilled about getting another new track because I like that they're going to keep using the Mario Kart 8 mechanics of like the anti-gravity and all that. But just looking, I mean, granted it's only the thumbnail, but it looks like another Wreck-It Ralph course. We already have one of those.
Right.
And the one we have isn't that interesting,
Right.
so I don't know if this one's going to be any better.
Right. Sydney Sprint looks to me, I don't know if it's just because of the way the track is, that track brick layout looks just like Coconut Mall.
Yeah.
So that's what that reminds me of. So it could be in the middle. Snowland I'm curious about because I love the other two snow tracks. So it could be good, it could be bad. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Mushroom Gorge out of the four of these looks like my favorite.
See, that's the one I'm least sure about. That it could just be generic. It could be fun. I don't know, but
hard to tell. Especially because they don't do that grab hover sections in the older tracks.
Yeah, none of those will have that except for the new level.
Go back to the other four. Yeah, Calamari Desert, then Pinball, then New York, and then Mario Circuit.
I would have the exact same order for these four, yeah.
All right, well, let's dive into it.
All right,
Let's play it.
So we're going to play the things, and then we'll come back and talk about them.
Without further ado, the frickin' moment we've been waiting for like 3.5, 4 months.
Seriously, it's been way too long. So, we'll see you in a bit.
2 hours later.
Okay, so we've played all the tracks. First impression, pleasantly surprised. I don't think there was any in there I didn't like. I will say, Mario Circuit 3, I guess just starting with these first four here. Mario Circuit 3 was as basic as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can only do so much.
Yep.
But I was pleasantly surprised. It wasn't all just 90-degree corners. Like in the Super Nintendo Rainbow Road that we got, it's very just boxy. This, they had like that really sharp corner and a lot of just differently shaped angles. And I liked they put like the bricks from the classic Mario floating near and stuff. And the music was great. It was the old, like, Super Nintendo Mario Kart music. So, yeah, that wasn't bad. I enjoyed that one. New York Minute was actually really fun.
Are you ordering these least to favorite?
I am. I think my order is the same as I thought it would be. New York Minute was a blast. It was a dynamic track. It was really cool going down, like, the parking garage. That was actually a lot more fun than I was expecting. And then Pinball was great. I love the theming, the music, like you mentioned, sounded like a chip tune, like a Game Boy or Genesis or just some sort of electronic early video game sound. And it was huge. That track was massive. A lot of detail, a lot of background effects. That was really cool. And then my favorite was, like I thought, Calamari Desert. I just thought it was a blast to play the track again, and I liked that they changed it up. You can't do the shortcut through the train tunnel anymore, because that's a dynamic track now, and it forces you through the train tunnel. That was unexpected and really, really cool.
Yep.
So, yeah, my order is the same as it was before.
Mine is different.
Yeah?
Yep. I would go Mario Circuit 3 was least favorite. It was still a lot of fun. No ramps, just flat turns, which was fine. It's good.
Yeah.
It was good to look at. Way better than GD Rainbow Road.
It was a good length, too.
Yes.
We both said while racing that it felt longer. Like, all the tracks really felt like it had really good lap
the other
size.
Mario race track in the game that has that very flat, but it also has that boardwalk portion where you go over the water. It felt like that, just a little bit less. But I like the turns in this better.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, I would give Calamari Desert my next...
Really? That's third place for you?
Third place, but I would tie it with New York Minute, probably. I'd have to play New York Minute again, because that was so wackadoo with taking different routes.
Yeah.
I'd have to go there again. But
I love the dynamic track system.
Calamari
so cool.
was a lot of fun, beautiful to look at. Probably the first desert track in the game that we like.
Yeah. Going through the train tunnels, I really did not see that coming at all.
Yeah.
Like, you actually tried on that first lap.
The first 2 times, and you couldn't do it.
Yeah. And then you find out later in that second lap that it forces you to go through.
Right. So I'd put Calamari and New York Minute probably tied for second, and then Waluigi Pinball was a lot of fun, really beautiful, loved music.
Yeah.
And there's just something about it. It was just like a little bit extra than the other 3.
I feel like that one was, like, all these tracks, we commented multiple times while playing, all of these felt very long.
Yes.
But the pinball one especially was massive. That track, there's just so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that one, I genuinely thought that was going to be a one-way level, where you just, a single lap is, all 3 of your laps are different portions. But no, it was just a massive track.
Yep.
And then, on this one, I gotta say, Snowland might be my least favorite. It felt really short. It felt like there wasn't a lot going on. I know we just said that every level felt long, with the exception of that one. That one kind of felt short and just lackluster. There wasn't really a lot there.
Right.
Third place, probably Sky High Sundae. It was more fun than I was expecting, because it did look like just another Wreck-It Ralph level, but it wasn't better than the other two. Like, that one was good. It's not bad by any means. It's just that the other two were better. Mushroom Gorge, I think, is my second place. That was a lot more fun than I thought. I thought it was going to be kind of generic, and it was actually a hoot. The bouncy mushrooms were really fun. I went between two and missed on the first lap, so it was kind of fun, like, making sure you line it up right going forward, and I enjoyed that. And then, yeah, Sydney Sprint is another one that just... I love those dynamic levels. I love the changing routes and how it's different on each lap.
Yes, that one was
this
pretty
one,
intense.
we both said the lap was so long.
Lap
and
1 was short,
complicated.
and then lap 2 was like 2 and 3 combined, and then you still had a third lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really...
Yeah. That was really well done.
Yep. Yeah, I'd have to say I agree with everything you said about all four of those. Same order.
Yeah.
The only difference is Sky High Sundae, I will add, while it did look like that Wreck-It Ralph and it's boring in terms of looks because we've seen it before, the fact that you get so much vertical height between portions, you know, it starts out with the big huge jump that you got to kind of zoom to the right,
Yep.
and you kind of hit back, but then there's huge jumps and you go up and down. And just because it's an oval, it's more dynamic vertically rather than turning side to side.
It's a lot more challenging than I thought it would be, especially with no walls. There's a lot of ramps and jumps and things to kind of line up.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, like being in third place does not mean it's bad. Like if we're on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, Snowland might only be like a 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Sky High Sundae, even though it's in third, I'd still give it like a 7. Like it's still a very fun, good track.
Yeah, to me, Snowland is just very much neutral. It's not good, not bad. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But then the other 3 are a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And the other 4 are also a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So this is by far the best DLC we've gotten between this and the first
I was just
round.
going to say, so now, between the two waves, you think the second wave is better?
I like the second wave better. Yes. Those 4 are all great.
I was gonna
Paris Promenade, Toad Circuit, Choco Mountain, Coconut Mill Mall. Those are all a lot of fun. But then you go over to the other circuit.
The sucky part is you guys cannot see the screen that we're looking at.
That's why
so this is going to be such a pain to edit.
Tokyo Blur and Shroom Ridge are a lot of fun. Sky Garden looks good. It's hard for me to play, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Ninja Highway is beautiful, but I don't like the track at all.
See, I still absolutely love Ninja Hideaway. I know that's the original track from the first wave. But honestly, I agree with you. I think the second wave, just overall, is more fun and more exciting for me. Like, the tracks are just, with the exception of Snowland, they all feel long.
Yep.
And they feel very varied, too. Like, each one feels different from each other one.
Yep.
Mushroom Gorge, as far as theming, is a bit generic, but it still has unique elements with all the bouncy mushrooms. Like,
I thought Mushroom Gorge was probably my favorite one to look at out of all of them.
Above Pinball?
Yes. Pinball was really cool.
Really?
Pinball was really cool. Sydney Sprint was really cool looking because of especially all the amusement park stuff. From Mushroom Gorge, there's something about those mountains in the back, the clouds. There's a lot of depth. There was a lot of detail. Going through the cave was my favorite part.
Oh, that's right. That cave was really cool.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's a lot of cool stuff in that. So Mushroom Gorge is probably my favorite to look at. Waluigi Pinball is probably second. But that's just like nitpicking detail. Like they're all really good.
See, I want to point out too, because you mentioned it while we were racing, is that like in some places, like New York Minute, you mentioned in the grass,
no texture again.
Yeah, the texture is not like crazy detail in these,
but everything else, there's so much to look at. There's so much color and shiny things.
Like I know that was the complaint before the levels even came out, where people like, oh, if they're just redoing the old tracks, you know, they're not going to have the texture, not going to have the detail, they're not going to fit in the game, whatever. I disagree with all of that. I think these all fit really well. I think they're really fun. This has been a blast getting all this new DLC.
Yep.
And we've still gotten a new level each time so far. So if they keep that trend up, we're still going to get 4 more new levels on top of all the remastered ones. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. I'm looking forward to all the rest too.
Yeah, you know, we said it. Just the first 2 cups by themselves were worth the money.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
then we got this DLC, and this is even more worth the money by
these
itself.
ones are even better.
And
So.
we've still got, what, 5, 6, 7 to go? 8?
Yeah.
Holy shit, we got 8?
Yeah, we have 32 more tracks to get still.
Wow, we
So,
are in for a treat.
Yeah, this is...
Even if it's all downhill from here, we're still, all those new tracks,
Yeah.
this is the best.
Yeah, this is absolutely great. And we have been talking for years about how Mario Kart 8 needed more DLC.
Right?
Especially when the Switch one came out and it was just the same stuff from the Wii U. Like, we had been wanting DLC, and we are getting more than my money's worth out of this. Like, this is really cool.
Yep.
So, yeah.
No complaints this time
That's
around.
our thoughts. This wave was really good. Better than the first, even. So if you still haven't picked up the DLC pass, if you're on the fence at all, definitely grab it. It's more than worth the money, just with the 16 tracks we have so far, and like we said, there's another 32. So yeah, this is great. Nintendo definitely made the right move here. This is really cool.
Yep.
Big fan.
Yep. The only way Nintendo could do better on this game is, like we've said before, is if you could pick your favorite tracks that would show up more often, or
Yes.
like if we did all 4 of those new cups and could just run right through them in a row without stopping.
Yeah, if you could create a playlist or like a favorite system where those are more likely to show, or like rate ones down so they're least likely to show.
Yep.
That would be great.
Yep.
But yeah, overall, I love this. This is
Such a fun
really
game.
good.
Such a fun game. It's how old? When did this game come out?
This one was on the Wii U. God, it might
Years
be
and
close
years
to
ago.
10 years at this point.
It's such an old
It's been a
game
while.
that's just, it feels new and fresh and exciting thanks to these tracks.
Yeah. I'm honestly glad
And
the
I'm not-
announcement was this DLC and not a Mario Kart 9.
Yes.
Because this feels better to have all this new content on
Yes.
top of what we already had.
Yes.
Like, at the end of it, we're going to have 96 tracks. That's obscenely cool. So, yeah, this
One thing
this is exciting. I
Nintendo is
love
doing
this.
right out of all the things so far.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's all we have to say. We're going to play a whole bunch more, so see you next time.
Bye.